This was an intense week. Let's get all caught up. Before I can talk about this, let's go into the projects that I wrapped up this week. I did a lot of snack sewing, so just a little bite-sized projects that I got caught up from the Open Gate quilt subscription box. I did these 3 placemats that were a product from June Taylor. They're really small, and you just put your jelly roll strips on them and quilt as you go. Really cool autumn project. I did this little keychain that's been pending on my list, a little zipper pouch. This was supposed to be a little bag, but I didn't sew it together right, and I don't hate it. I left it the way it was, and it gave me inspiration for the next project because I was putting these away like this, folded it up, and I decided to make the ultimate notion roll. So you saw the notion roll that I made last week, and I just did that same thing. I made that zipper pouch and I sewed it to the front of that design. And then we open it up and it has the pockets from the notion roll, but I also added a little loop to put a hook. That's the D hook from that keychain that wasn't used. A little needle book. I sewed that in place. And I have a needle minder in place so I can have my scissors stay in place and not move around and stab me. And then it has this beautiful orange ribbon to close it up. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. I got the little fox swinging off the tree done. I have a video on the free motion quilting that I did for this, but here he is up close and finished with hand binding. I'm so proud of myself. And I love every detail. It turned out so great. I love each leaf and how those little mushrooms turned out with the little quilting. So there it is in all its glory. I got 2 stars done from kit 3 on the Yuletide quilt, and all the little parts are still there waiting for me. There's 12 stars in total, and you look at all those points that have to match. It's a lot, and it's taken me a little longer. And then I have the Merry and Bright cross stitch. This was a free mystery sew along with Fat Quarter Shop. I want to get that one done so I can start the October sew along. I finished the borders on the Mysterious quilt. Just picked this nice gray and dark kind of textured black for that, and it just needs to be quilted. And I had the backing for it. It's ready to go. I've got 4 blocks left on the Witchy Wears sew along. It's already done. All the blocks have been released. I just have a few more, but I finished the crystal ball and the kitty cat on top of the dresser. So that is with Sweet Pea. They have the whole set now available if you want to try to get done by Halloween, but this is a fun one. And here is the biggest part of my week and maybe my life in sewing. My Aunt Barbara gave me this treadle singer machine. It is non-electric. It's from 1894 is when it was made. I got it up and running, and I can't wait to make a dedicated video to this beautiful machine. It is so just magnificent. I mean, it was built to run forever, and it will long outlast me. It is so beautiful. For mail this week, Kate from Kate's Crafting Nest sent me from her Sew Sampler box, that Meander tearaway from Urban Elements, and this little fat quarter bundle of batiks. Look at all these beautiful fabrics. She picked them out at her local quilt shop and sent them over to me. I just am eternally grateful. I cannot wait to make something with these and have a really beautiful project. For the Fat Quarter Shop, I got 2 of the Fat Quarter clubs. That's the colorway. And I kept getting mixed up with the holiday from last month. And this is the Jane Austen Reproduction Club. So I'm still waiting on this month's Reproduction Club. I don't know. I'm all out of sync with when these clubs come in. But I love this teal, brown, and red color scheme. And then for orange, there's a lot of pumpkin fabrics. I mean, pumpkins are orange, of course, but it's very, very autumn. Now we're ready to snuggle up and look at some Island Batik quilts. It's the final week for Island Batik's blog hop, and it was focused on foundation paper piecing or English paper piecing. First is Lana Russell. She did this entire quilt foundation paper piece on an RV with a featherweight singer machine. That is so impressive to me. Leah Molaski did this foundation paper piece project, and she had a lot of problems with her printer and things not lining up. So it's cool to check out their blogs and read their process and how they had to troubleshoot things and work through different techniques. But I mean, I don't see any issues. I see a stunning quilt, to be honest. Lisa Pickering's quilt has just been a showstopper. This is such a beautiful quilt. She made it in Electric Quilter 8, a design software. And I like how she also used the lighter fabrics to even make that leaf design a little more chaotic. Manya for Manya for Quilts made this design. I mean, it's the Princess and the Pea. It looks just like a page, and the little pea at the bottom is three-dimensional. She made the fabric pucker up there. It's amazing. Pamela Boatwright used a foundation paper piecing method where she used old phone books. She tore the pages out and made them into a square and then sewed onto the page like a string piecing page. That is such a cool technique. I've always wanted to try that. Randy Jones did a sampler quilt. And I also want to do a little disclaimer that she was Ninja Quilter on Instagram and she just rebranded to Randy's Roost. And that's a really cute name. I think it's a good change. Reed Johnson made this foundation paper piece quilt. And he is a master designer for different layouts with one block. I mean, look at all the places that your eye travels within this quilt. It's just genius. Renee Atkinson with Pink Tulip Quilting made this sampler diamond foundation paper piece block. Like, who knew you could do so many things with a diamond block? It's just genius. It is so pretty and well done. Lastly, we have Susie Webster did this gigantic New York beauty block, and it was a lot bigger than what she could print at home. So she did a small print of it and then brought that page to like a print services. And then she had commented that it was a lot more expensive than she thought it would be. So like that's totally relatable when projects like have unexpected expenses, but I think it's beautiful. I think it was worth it. And I think she did a great job. All right, that's it for this week. Next week, I know I'm anticipating the spooky box from Fat Quarter Shop is going to be arriving. I'm very excited about this box. I don't know what's inside. I know I wasn't going to be doing this anymore, but I couldn't resist. There's also the Christmas box from Open Gate Quilts is shipping out soon. So if you can contact her at info@OpenGate Quilts, you can see if you can get one. But I'm also anticipating the regular monthly subscription box. That's coming this next week as well. I already got the shipping notification. So lots of goodies and treats coming up, and I'll see you in October.